We are using this brand of yarn, Super Saver, in white. Let's get started. Make a slip stitch. We're going to be using 3mm hook and make a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a chain of 46. We are going to measure our chain. It should measure up to 10 inches. Then make a chain of 1, 2, and in the third chain from the hook, we're going to make our first half double crochet. In the next chain, make a half double crochet. In the next chain, make a half double crochet. In the next chain, make a half double crochet. Keep making half double crochets until you get to the end of your row. We are done with our first row of half double crochet. For the next row, we're going to chain 2, turn your work, and we are going to be making back loop half double crochets. Keep making back loop half double crochet until you get to the end of your row, and by the end of your row you should have 46 stitches. We are at the end of our second row. We are going to chain 2, moving on to our third row, and we are going to be repeating what we did for row 2. We are done with our third row. Our work is going to be a repeat of row 2 until we have a total number of 56 rows, and I will meet you guys after that. This is my back panel. I've done a total number of 56 rows, and I'm going to make a similar front panel. You just make it the same way you've made a back panel, and you should have a total number of 56 rows as well. You're going to join these two panels together. First things first, you're going to start counting your rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Put your stitch marker on your 16th row. Count the other side as well. Count 1 up to 16 on your 16th row. Put a stitch marker. We're going to count our other panel as well. So let me first finish off this row. Count 1 up to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Put a stitch marker and count this other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And put a stitch marker. So we are going to join these two panels together. And these places where we placed our stitch markers, we are going to join those places together. So take your yarn and make a slip stitch, and you're going to join from this corner. Insert your hook, chain 1, make a slip stitch, make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. We are going to be joining our work using single crochet. Insert your hook in the next row and make 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Insert your hook on this row, and on the other row make 2 single crochet. Insert your hook on this stitch, insert your hook on the other stitch, and make 2 single crochets. We are going to keep joining until we get to these places where we place our stitch markers. We are done attaching this side. We are going to go ahead and attach this side as well, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done attaching our shoulder area. We are going to move on to our sleeve. So we are going to count 1, 2, 3 4, 5, 6. Put your stitch marker on your 6th stitch. Count the other side as well. Put your stitch marker on your 6th stitch. And then we are going to take our yarn and make a slip stitch. And we are going to join these 6 stitches together. Insert your hook on this stitch. Make a slip stitch. Just like that. Insert your hook on the same stitch. Make a slip stitch. Insert your hook. Make a single crochet, not a slip stitch. Insert your hook. Make a single crochet. Insert your hook. Make a single crochet. Insert your hook. Make a single crochet. Insert your hook and make a single crochet. After you've joined your 6 stitches, you're going to cut off your yarn and we are going to start making our sleeve. So on this side, we have 40 stitches and on the other side, we have 40 stitches as well. So we're going to take our yarn and we're going to make a slip stitch and we are going to attach our work at this point. So make a slip stitch, then make a chain of 1, 2, and on the same stitch make a half double crochet, and onto the next stitch make a half double crochet, onto the next stitch make a half double crochet, onto the next stitch make a half double crochet. And we are going to keep making half double crochet in every stitch until we get to the shoulder area. We are at our shoulder area. We're going to make a half double crochet on the shoulder area stitch, just like that. An extra half double crochet stitch, and that is going to lead us to the opposite side of our work. So just keep making half double crochets until you get through this point. I'll meet you guys after that. We are on our last stitch. This is what you should have after you're done with your very first row. You should also have a total number of 40 plus 40 plus the 1 extra stitch. That is going to give us 81 stitches. We're going to turn our work onto the right side because we were working on the wrong side. We are just working this way. We are just going to make a chain of 1, 2, and we are going to make back loop half double crochet stitches, back loop half double crochet stitches. We are going to make back loop half double crochets until we get to this point. I'll meet you guys after that. We are done with our second row. So we are just going to chain 2, turn our work. We are going to do this until we have a total number of 30 rows, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done with our rows for the sleeve. I did 34 rows instead of 30. So we are going to start making our cuff area. Make a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a chain of 20. After you've made a chain of 20, you're going to chain 1, and in the second chain from the hook, you're going to make a slip stitch. In the next chain, make a slip stitch. In the next chain, make a slip stitch. In the next chain, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. And we're going to make slip stitches until we are at this point. Once you get at this point, we are going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Then we are going to turn our work and we are going to make slip stitches. and this is going to be our second row, and we are going to make slip stitches in the back loops only until we are at the end of our second row. We are on our third row. We are going to keep making back loop slip stitches until we have a total number of 20 slip stitches, and I will meet you guys at this point again. We are back at this point. We are going to skip one stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch, turn your work, skip these 2 slip stitches and make back loop on this stitch. And we are going to be repeating this row until we have 4 stitches left at the end of our row, and I'm going to meet you guys there. We are back at this point. We have 4 stitches left, so we are going to skip one stitch, and in the next 3 stitches we are going to make slip stitches. Then we are going to turn our work this way, and we are going to make back loop slip stitches. And this is going to be our very last row for our cuff. We are done with our final row. This is how your sleeve should look like, and we're going to turn our work onto the wrong side, and we are going to start joining our sleeve together. Don't cut off your yarn after you are done with your final row. So insert your hook on this stitch and insert your hook on the opposite stitch and make a slip stitch. Insert your hook on this stitch and on the opposite stitch and make a slip stitch. Insert your hook on this stitch and make a slip stitch on the opposite side. So for the cuff area, we are joining our work using slip stitches. I'll meet you guys when we get to this part of our sleeve. We are at this point where we made our half double crochet stitches, and we are going to be joining our work using single crochets instead of slip stitches. So join your work using single crochets in every stitch. Keep joining your work until you get to this point. I'll meet you guys there. We are at our last stitch. We are going to make our last single crochet, and we're going to join it at this point and make a slip stitch, and then cut off your yarn. Your sleeve should measure up to 16 inches. You can add more rows if you want your sleeve to be more slouchy. This is what you should have once you are done making your sleeve. You're going to do the same on the other side, and I will meet you guys after that. We are going to start working our bottom area. So I'm going to take my yarn and make a slip stitch, and we're going to insert it in one corner. We are going to start making single crochets on our rows. So in every row you make 2 single crochet. In every row or stitch you make 2 single crochet. We are going to repeat our single crochet stitches until you get back to this point. We are back at this point. We are going to move on to our second row. we're going to chain 1, and on this row we are going to be making single crochet, but single crochet going backward. So you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work this way, and you make a single crochet. Turn your work this way, make a single crochet. Turn your work this way and make a single crochet. We are making single crochet going backwards. You should have this type of effect. This is what I'm going for. So you're going to do this until you get back to this point, and I will meet you there. This is what you should have once you're done with that row. And you are going to slip stitch and cut off your yarn. For the neckline area, we are going to count our rows. So we have 24 rows on the front panel. We also have 24 rows on the back panel. When you multiply that by 2, we are going to have 48 rows. So we are going to insert our hook on a corner. Then we're going to chain 1, and on this corner, these 2 corners, we are going to count them as stitches. On this first corner, you're going to make 1 single crochet, but onto the next stitch, we are going to be making 2 single crochet in every half double crochet stitch. So make 2 single crochets in every half double crochet row or stitch. So we are going to repeat this until you get back to this point. But when you get on this corner, make 1 single crochet on that corner. By the end of this single crochet row, you should have 100 single crochet stitches. So we are going to move on to the next part. We're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. After you've chained 24, you're going to chain 1 more, and on the second chain from the hook, you're going to make a single crochet. On the next stitch, make a single crochet. On the next stitch, make a single crochet. When you get to this point, you're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch, make a single crochet. In the next stitch, make a single crochet. Turn your work, skip these 2 stitches and make back loop, single crochet on your chain of 24. When you get back to this point again, you're going to skip 1 stitch. In the next 2 stitches, make single crochet and make single crochet. Turn your work, skip those 2 stitches and make back loop, single crochets. Our work is going to be a repeat of this row. I'll meet you guys once you get to this point. We are back at this point. We are going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch make a single crochet. In the next stitch make a single crochet. We're going to turn our work and skip these 2 and make back loop, single crochet. And I'll meet you guys back at this point. We are back at this point. We're going to skip this 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to make a single crochet. Then we are going to start joining our work together using single crochet. So we are joining both sides together. Keep joining your work until you get to this point, and I will meet you guys when you're done. Cut off your yarn. We are going to sew in our ends. This is what you should have. Your turtleneck should be able to fold like this, and it should fit through your head. We are going to sew in all our ends. Thank you so much for watching. We are officially done with our shrug. Kindly subscribe and let me know what you think in the comment down below. Have a good day.